A lot of people think buzz driving is not drunk driving. I found out the hard way that wasn't true.
A little piece of gravel slit my back tire and I crashed my bike. If I hadn't worn a helmet, I don't know if I'd be here.
We were hit head-on by a drunken high driver.
I suffered a depressed skull fracture and a fractured neck because I chose to ride my motorcycle after having a couple drinks.
Right after I got out of school, I was involved in a car crash where I was drinking and driving.
As I was counting down to my sweet 16th birthday, I was injured in a head-on car crash.
As I was crossing the street, I was hit by a drunk driver.
I had light going for me, and I reached for the cell phone, and my life changed forever.
To me, it wasn't that long ago that I was the one watching these videos and having a presentation talking about all the smart decisions and what the consequences could be if you don't make those decisions. And I didn't listen. That's what put me in this wheelchair for the rest of my life. I had been down this road a million times. I knew it like the back of my hand. I went every single day, multiple times a day. I had drank a little beforehand. Because as I was going down that road, I just switched the radio station really quick. And when I looked up, I was about to go straight off of a curve. And my reflexes weren't there to save me. They could not fix the damage to my spinal cord. One little sliver where it shattered, went in and it pinched my spinal cord. It just pinched it. They told me I'd never walk again.
That day, I was celebrating my showing at the NFL Combine. Went and bought a motorcycle, called some friends up, had a few drinks. I didn't listen to that little voice inside my head telling me, Kevin, you know you shouldn't be riding a motorcycle after drinking. I suffered a depressed skull fracture and a fractured neck. I basically had to start my life all over. I had to learn how to read again, write again, use the restroom, even speak.
There were 6 other people in the SUV that I was driving. The girl that hit us ran a stop sign and she was drinking, doing drugs, and driving. My brain was injured so badly that the doctor said I would not have lived if my skull had not been opened up for brain surgery. I had also broken my back. I basically had to relearn how to read, write, walk, talk. I did survive because I was wearing a seatbelt, but 3 of my friends passed away.
I was at a party where I grew up, and for some reason I just kept my keys. Everyone said I just disappeared, and I don't remember this. I drove off the road into the woods. The car was demolished, and I was thrown out of the car at some point. Someone drove by and found my body. I was in a coma for 6 weeks, and then I woke up, and it's not like the movies. You don't wake up and jump out of bed and do cartwheels. The left side of my body was completely paralyzed. My arm, my leg, I couldn't talk, and I had no idea what happened. That was kind of scary. The problem with the brain injury is unlike a bone, it doesn't 6 weeks and it heals. The damage is permanent.
I still wish it had never happened. 15 years old, riding down the road, looking at nature and the trees, my life changed. My family, we decided we were going to go out to dinner, my mom and my sister and I, and on the way uptown for dinner, we were in a head-on car crash. As soon as I tried to move, I felt my legs, and I couldn't feel anything in my legs, and I'm feeling my knees, and I couldn't feel anything in my knees or my feet. So I was like, Mom, I can't stand, I can't get up. So during my crash, I'm grateful that I did have my seatbelt on, that lap belt, but when I was injured years ago, those back seats of your vehicle, they did not have the chest strap. My head went down to my knee so fast and back up again. When your head is going down and back up that fast, that back just snaps, that spinal cord just breaks. The doctor came in for the first time and showed me my x-rays and did all of the tests and said, looking at your x-rays, you'll probably never walk again. So I got emotional there. But after that, it was like, okay, what do I need to do not walking? What do I need to do to still live? Because I still wanted to live.
It was a horrible snow day. All the schools were canceled. I was going around a curve on the state highway, and I reached for my cell phone because it had beeped at me. And when I sat up, I was off the road.
It was like a movie. The sheriff ended up on our front porch, And one of those things you think you'll never have to face, he came on the front porch and he said, Sam's been in a terrible crash, and it doesn't look like he's going to survive.
All I have to say is, when you're driving a car, leave the phone in the back seat, someplace where you're not tempted to go for it. Just drive.
The car, after it hit me, left the scene. The people that saw it said that I landed on the metal grate and was instantly in a coma. I remember none of this. I needed help with everything, like walking and how do I do this, how do I do that. The traumatic part was that I had a severe brain injury. I don't remember yesterday. I don't remember growing up. Brain injury just does not go away. I look fine, I'm not fine. I have to think, okay, right leg, go, left leg, go. I had everything that I had dreamt and worked so hard for right there, and then because someone else made a terrible decision to drink and drive, my dreams were smashed and stolen.
I never wore a helmet. Not a single time did I wear a helmet. And I would ride my bike everywhere. I didn't really think about the consequences. I thought at worst I would break a bone. It would take 6 to 8 weeks to heal. It'd be bad because I couldn't play sports, I couldn't go to the gym, but I never thought about my brain, I never thought about my spine. I was going down a massive hill, and at the bottom of the hill, a little piece of gravel slit my back tire, and I crashed my bike. I thought I was on a bike ride one Saturday, and then I pretty much woke up a few days later with my parents looking at me through a glass window in the ICU. I suffered what's called a hematoma, which is just bleeding on the brain in 2 different spots. I had a fracture that was about 12 to 13 inches long from my right eyebrow around my skull.
Friends. That's something that I learned a big lesson about. I was pretty popular, and some of the people that I was hanging with or would always come around never came to the hospital or anything. So when you say friends, it was a big lesson on what friends really are.
A lot of my friends that were there for me when I was in the ICU, some of them really haven't stuck around for me.
It's just all of the pain and hurt that I brought into so many people's lives will never go away.
It really bothers me when people say, well, at least you were alone, you didn't hurt anyone but yourself. And I know the pain I cause other people, so just think that I was the only one involved is crazy, because I know that's not the case. And that's kind of a tough thing to live with.
You know, my brain injury, it doesn't just change my life. It changed my parents' lives, my brother's life. It changes everybody in that person's life.
You should always be thinking about what the consequences will be.
Just think about your future. Think first.
Not texting and driving, just little things. Be mindful of them. It's the difference between life or death.
The decisions that we make matter. It matters to your life. It matters to the lives of everyone you love. And it matters to people you will never know.